he comes, Jorge Lorenzo. He got on the inside on the brake.
I suffer a lot.
Che era andata l'ambulanza a prenderlo.
He needed to play that car.
Non riusciva più a guidare come lui voleva guidare.
È come un gatto, 7 vite, 9 vite.
It was a kind of silence.
Over the top they go. Rossi goes through. Rossi has the advantage. And Rossi's world champion from 1997.
It's Rossi on the Yamaha. He is the world champion. He is the winner.
Valentino Rossi wins the African Grand Prix. Valentino Rossi wins the race.
Lorenzo's there. Whoa! He left that one late, didn't he, Jorge Lorenzo? Valentino Rossi wins here in Qatar. Lorenzo a brilliant second.
2010, yeah, I felt stronger. I finished quite well the 2009 season. I have all the pre-season to get more prepared.
I know that will be another great fight with Jorge, but with Pedrosa, with Stoner, but especially with Jorge.
The experience and with the confidence and the belief, Jorge, you could just sense that this is my year. I'm coming for you now. You've beaten me these last 2 years, but your reign's over. I'm taking your crown. I'm going to be the new king of MotoGP and the new king of Yamaha.
But after the problem of 2010 was that after Qatar, I had a bad injury with the motocross training, and I deeply damaged my shoulder, my right shoulder, but very bad. I suffer a lot. And from that moment, everything became more difficult because I have a lot of pain when I ride the bike.
Quindi non riusciva più a guidare come lui voleva guidare, perché sta spalla era brutta, si era rotto il cuffia dei rotatori e serviva un intervento, però non c'era tempo. Allora avevamo deciso di fare il campionato così.
And then happened the race in Jerez. And I won that race to Dani and Valentino in the last laps. So from that moment on, Valentino started behind me in the championship, and he started to feel a little bit of pressure.
Here he comes, Jorge Lorenzo. He got on the inside on the brakes. Brakes, who's going to leave it later? No, Dani Pedrosa holds him off, runs him wide. Lorenzo takes the lead.
If your teammate is faster than you, if you are in the same tires, so means the tire is not the excuse, the bike is not the excuse, and then it's the rider must prove that they are able to beat, at least to beat the other one, the teammate.
Mugello is always a difficult race, very important for the Italian riders. Valentino is extremely good at Mugello, having won many times.
Rossi back at the top after the first practice session at his home Grand Prix.
We knew that that race would have been the key point of the season between him and Jorge.
I remember he made a unique design with the Jolly, with the Joker, and that he wanted to mean that he needed to play that car and he needed to risk.
In Mugello, under pressure because Jorge was faster than me and I was not able to ride at 100%.
Oh, that's Valentino Rossi's down.
I saw some dust and I waited, and he's damaged his right ankle by the look of things. Sensational news here. 15 minutes of the session left. Rossi is down.
And he's gone down at the
Biandetti, isn't it?
Yeah, the Biandetti S's. And he's in some pain.
Real pain.
He's in real pain. This is bad news for Valentino Rossi.
It was a basic mistake. I mean, it was one of the rare times, I think, in his career where Valentino really kind of succumbed to pressure.
Valentino crashed because of Jorge's pressure, but this was also the Jorge's job to push or to make pressure to all the other riders.
I remember that he was slow, so he went out, he pushed maybe 1 or 2 laps, and then all of a sudden he stopped.
I remember Hector Barbera back in those days had a bit of a reputation for following riders. He needed to follow riders to get a reference for a fast lap time, and Valentino just didn't want him to do that. He let the temperature drop out of the rear tyre and he got caught out.
He stopped in an area where it's all right. So since the last left was a long time, and then when he rejoined, I think I passed him, going fast, and he was like waiting. And the next thing I know is the crash. So the first left he took, he lost the rear. He had no grip.
I remember when I saw the crash, and then you saw that his leg is like not in the right direction, and you could see he was in extreme pain, and that was dramatic and that was terrible to watch.
I understood immediately it was something bad, something big.
The medical people were absolutely magnificent. I think they got his leg straight very, very, very quickly, like immediately.
The Mugello crash was a kind of silence on the fans because no one was used to see Valentino suffering like that and holding his leg, his broken leg, and then Valentino into an ambulance. No.
When a rider crashes, your first thing is he okay? The next thing is, did something we do contribute to that crash, you know? So there's a little bit of, I don't know, there's a little bit of fear almost every time you have a crash because you think, did I make a mistake? Did we do something? Did we put the wrong, you know, these types of things go through your head. But I just remember feeling bad for him.
We were all realistic about that happening, and it was disappointing because you think, oh, the season is effectively over from that.
Lui è caduto in un posto lontano da dove ero io e ho capito che era una cosa grave perché ho visto che era andata l'ambulanza a prenderlo. Quindi mi sono andato subito al centro medico e lui ha tardato un po' a arrivare e quando è arrivato mi ha visto, mi ha detto subito, aveva ancora la tuta, mi sono rotto la tibia al perone. Io ho detto cavolo, aspettiamo, invece aveva ragione perché era proprio quello che gli era successo.
And then I remember we went to the hospital to see him and we snuck in the back way because there was quite a bit of press, you know, just to see, because he just had, I think, him and his girlfriend at the time. And he was happy to see us in the hospital and say hello, you know.
L'importante è, lì è anche molto le persone che hai vicino a te, tutti insieme, il nostro staff di amici, siamo sempre stati molto vicini a lui, dei grandi dottori che l'hanno operato, che tutto è andato bene, anche tutti i meccanici, lo staff della Yamaha, a casa, eccetera, eccetera. E quelli fanno la differenza lì e lui quello l'ha sentito, il calore nostro.
Vale ha una grande capacità di saper coinvolgere tutte le persone che stanno di fianco a lui, quindi sicuramente non era mai solo, ma tutte le persone che gli vogliono bene, sono tante, lo hanno aiutato in ogni modo possibile.
Noi siamo 7-8 amici insieme da quando siamo così. Io ho le foto a casa con Vale, Caroni, Pirro, che siamo così. Quindi ci viene naturale aiutare uno se sta un problema o l'altro se c'è un problema.
His nature is to be always positive, calm, focused on the future, focused on his goal. And he gives this mentality to everybody around him.
I remember going to the hospital, watching the race from the hospital on Sunday.
Pronto? Ciao Giovanni, ciao a tutti, sono Valentino. Valentino! Bene, come stai? Bene, sto abbastanza bene, dai, non c'è male. Stavo meglio ieri prima di cadere, però adesso molto meglio. Ok. Senti, come ti senti per la prima volta a guardare una gara in televisione dal 96? Naturalmente mi sento malissimo e volevo fare questa telefonata per salutare tutti i tifosi, tutti quelli che sono lì a Mugello e tutti quelli che mi salutano, che hanno fatto le striscioni. Mi mancate molto e comunque ci vorrà un po' di tempo, ma ritornerò presto, ecco. Allora noi siamo con te, Mugello! Valentino Rossi al telefono, questa è la risposta di noi 80.000! Incredibile, tutti in piedi, pensa, hanno fatto lo striscione.
Immediately after, he always tried to come back as soon as possible because he really wanted to try to win the championship. And so we didn't know how long it would have took. So if he had to miss 2 races, 3 races, 4 races. We were looking also the results, like of course missing Mugello, that was the Sunday, Pedrosa won the race. Then missing Assen, Lorenzo won the race. And then we started to think, okay, the championship is gonna be difficult, almost impossible.
I feel bad for him, but in other aspect I felt released, no? Because was my main rival, and I already had to focus on myself and into Casey and Danny, that were the other rivals.
Carlo poi Casabianca, che è il suo preparatore atletico, lì secondo me ha fatto un lavoro fantastico, sia lavoro sulla gamba che lavoro nella testa, comunque di non mollare, continuare.
Abbiamo cercato di fare il tutto per tornare il prima possibile, però senza compromettere la salute. Tutte le scelte che facciamo sono sempre scelte ponderate e abbiamo la fortuna di poterci avvalere di un'equipe di medici di altissimo livello, quindi 2 sedute di fisioterapia sia la mattina che il pomeriggio e siamo andati avanti così fino al ritorno in moto.
Vale è tornato dopo 1 mese e mezzo, è andato semplicemente a provare la Superbike a Brno. Vale ha fatto il record della pista, subito, la prima volta che è salito in moto, della Superbike. E quindi la confidenza l'ha avuta subito.
I recover very, very well, and I work, I push a lot, and I come back very soon.
Valentino wouldn't come back and try and do something that he knew he wasn't physically capable of, wasn't going to risk anything.
I was surprised it took him so short time to come back.
And here comes Rossi once again up the inside. And Stoner's going to come into the final corner and attack. Stoner goes through in turn 14. Who will take third? It's Stoner. He played Rossi there because Rossi takes fourth. An incredible comeback nonetheless.
He lost the podium at the last corner. And I think that showed everybody that, yeah, he's got the talent without any question, but he's also got the mental fortitude, because we've never really seen Valentino have to deal with real serious adverse situations. His career had just been success after success after success.
Secondo me Vale mentalmente è molto forte, è sempre stato molto forte e proprio questa sua forza l'ha aiutato a gestire anche quella situazione difficile in modo abbastanza leggero.
I remember walking around with a walking stick for a lot of races, trying to get points and trying to get racing again. That's how he was pretty enthusiastic to go racing. He didn't want to stay at home.
Important injuries make a mark in your brain. So even if you heal after that, they leave a mark. There is a scar. And I don't speak only a scar in your leg or scar in your arm or whatever. I say scar in your brain, in your subconscious. It's something that remains here. Even if you don't want to, it's there. Sometimes the alarm will pop up and will flash and will say, hey, be careful. When maybe prior to that accident, you just don't believe or you don't think that will happen to you.
When you arrive, you're strong, young, and crazy. You don't think at this. But after, when you have some crashes and you have some injuries, is natural and is human that you start to think, and you don't change your approach, but you try to stay more quiet. Also because usually you are more old, but I think it's normal for all the riders. It was a bad injury, and also I had the leg and the shoulder, so I was really damaged. And I was difficult because I have to make a surgery to the leg, long recovering, and after at the end of the season another surgery to the shoulder. It was a difficult moment.
E lì credo che in tanti abbiano pensato che la carriera di Valentino fosse arrivata al termine, invece è come un gatto, Valentino, ha 7 vite, 9 vite.
It was just like a little blip on the radar. It was just enough to make him, okay, this has happened, we have to get fixed and then go again. So, I mean, I think most professional riders or athletes, they get injured. If they're dedicated to it, they come back, sometimes better.
Here comes Lorenzo, he almost does take Rossi's leg off. Now, can Rossi react again? Going down towards turn 5, they're side by side in the tunnel, and Rossi returns the favour.
He's always been able to sort of come back from setbacks. 2010 was a good example. He came back and won races that year. The guy has got more race wins, more trophies than he'll ever need. He's certainly got more money in the bank than he'll ever be able to spend. But to still want to put it all on the line because he loves MotoGP more than anything else in the world, it's just incredible. I mean, what an inspiration, what an ambassador, what an idol, and an icon for young riders for generations.